Edmund Burke, a famous thinker and politician from England in the 1700s, said something very important. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. This short but powerful statement explains Burke's big idea about how important it is for each person and all people together to do what is right and good. Burke is known for his deep thoughts about how society works and how it should be run. His ideas about how people behave and how governments work have had a big impact on how we think about right and wrong, our duty as citizens, and making things fair for everyone. When Burke said that evil wins when good people do nothing, he meant that bad things happen not just because of what bad people do, but also because good people don't do anything to stop it. He was telling the good men in society, the people who know right from wrong and can make a difference, that they have a duty to stand up against bad things instead of just watching and doing nothing. To really understand what Burke meant, it helps to know about the time he lived in. The 1700s were a time of big changes in society, politics, and the economy. Burke saw things like the American Revolution and the start of the French Revolution, which changed a lot about how countries were run and what rights people had. His thoughts were shaped by these crazy times, and he often wrote about the need to find a balance between respecting tradition and making necessary changes. When Burke said that people need to take action against evil, he was also talking about the idea of civic duty. He thought that every person in society had a part to play in keeping things moral and good. This idea of being a responsible citizen is just as important today as it was in Burke's time. Modern societies face a lot of challenges, from political corruption and unfairness in society to environmental problems and conflicts around the world. In all of these areas, accepting bad things without doing anything can lead to a loss of values and harmful practices becoming normal. Burke's quote also shows how important it is to have moral courage. It takes courage to stand up against unfairness, especially when it means going against powerful people or challenging things that have been accepted for a long time. The good men Burke talks about must not only see what is wrong, but also be willing to do something about it, even if it puts them at risk. This kind of moral courage is a key part of being a good leader and making positive changes in society. Leaders who have these qualities can inspire others to take action and create a culture of responsibility and honesty. Burke's statement can be applied to many different parts of life. In politics, it reminds us that democracy works best when people are involved and paying attention. When voters don't care and don't participate, it can lead to authoritarian leaders and corruption. In the area of social justice, it shows how important it is for people to support groups that are treated unfairly and to speak up for equality and human rights. Staying silent when there is discrimination and mistreatment can make unfairness in the system worse. Burke's idea can also be applied to the business world. Companies and organizations have a responsibility to do what is right. Leaders and employees in business must be willing to speak out against practices that are not ethical and work to create a culture of openness and fairness. The idea that good men must act can motivate companies to be socially responsible and make sure they have a positive impact on society. Schools and universities can also learn from Burke's wisdom. These places are not just for academic learning, but also for developing character and learning to think about what is right and wrong. Encouraging students to get involved in social issues and helping them develop a sense of moral responsibility can help raise the next generation of informed and active citizens. In our personal relationships and communities, the main point of Burke's message is still important. Small acts of kindness, standing up against bullying, and helping those in need are all ways we can resist the triumph of evil in our daily lives. The actions of each person, no matter how small, can contribute to a bigger culture of compassion and justice.